Next up, Russ and I are going to talk about some Kino Lorber releases, including 2 Days in the Valley, The Last Tycoon, Monster Squad, and more. Welcome back to 4K Kings. I am Matt.
I am Russ.
And welcome to your home of physical media news, movie reviews, Kino news.
I thought we were starting over from the beginning.
Starting over from the beginning. Welcome back to 4K Kings. My name is Matt.
I am Russ.
And welcome to your home of physical media, movie reviews,
and comedy and camaraderie.
Welcome back. Welcome if you are new. Thank you for checking us out. We are here covering physical media, movies we love, and everything in that world. Thank you for supporting us. If you've been liking our stuff, thank you for doing that as well. Thank you for sharing it with a friend and plastering our links on your Instagrams and forums that you visit. Right now, Russ, as you may already know, and the fans might know as well, we're hovering around 3940 subs. So we're about 60 away from that 4K goal. And I think there's actually probably some people out there that haven't been subscribing and are like, hey, let's help these idiots out. Click. And I appreciate that. We're hoping that to get over that 60 in the next couple of weeks. And when we do, we are going to be holding a live stream for everyone out there to enjoy and for us to bungle through, probably.
Might even have some special guests coming through.
We have a lot of big things planned. We're kind of working out the details now, but essentially we'll do what we always do, covering news, reviews, etc., but we'll be doing it live. We'll be able to interact as we go through, maybe do a little bit of a Q&A. We hope to have some special things going on, as Russ mentioned, special guests, maybe some giveaways, maybe some big news, big announcements. We'll see. We're going to be posting something on the community tab that will ask, what is the best day, and possibly then next, what is the best time for you to attend a live stream? We want to try to get the most audience possible. And then once we solidify that, we will post that on our Instagram and on our YouTube community tab. So if you aren't subscribed, if you don't have your notifications on, make sure you do that so you can see when the live stream will be. Now, Russ, as you know, we're always asking for the viewers at home to send in their picks of the week. And we love connecting with everyone, and this is a really great way to kind of see what you're up to. And I've got something from Frank Rodriguez this week. Frank Rodriguez says, afternoon, guys. Just wanted to say I appreciate your content. You guys are hilarious, and I hope to see more Carlito on the channel.
I do too.
I've also attached just a couple of pics of my 4K collection, which is currently at 670. Have a great day, Frank. I think you've outpaced us all.
674K releases?
Frank, I'm going to need a comment down below to clarify that, but that sounds like you're a maniac. Wow, you got some good stuff. Oh, you got the Sony collection. Yeah. Wow, and the Midsummer, beautiful.
Looks like you got Scream Factory there in a row.
We got all the Halloweens down below, and I'm going to assume this is attached to a lamp, but I really love that there's just like a chain coming down.
Wait, I know we covered the Frighteners. What edition is that?
That's the Turbine.
That looks badass.
We got Bloodsport up top. Look at that, Frank. Thank you so much, Frank, for sharing with us. You got an outstanding little collection here. Really appreciate it. Let us know if that's 674Ks or just titles in general. Today, Russ, we're going to be talking about Kino. You love Kino?
Who doesn't love Kino, Matt?
I've become quite a Kino fan. I think
you're a Kino-saur.
I am a Kino-saur. Wow, that's a great one. I will say at the beginning of this channel, the early days, Russ, I did trash Kino quite a bit. Do you remember me doing that?
Yes.
It was mainly because I was not only ignorant to Kino's ways, but I think Kino has really ratcheted up their game here in the past couple of years. And when I was talking about them, they were putting infrequent releases out with no features to speak of. I don't even think they had hit really 4K yet. Since they hit the 4K game and really started putting stuff out, they've really been putting out interesting titles, great releases, great transfers, all the above. So we got a lot of Kino to talk about, mainly Blu-ray. We're also going to talk about Monster Squad in 4K, which was also just announced. A few Kino appetizers before we get to Monster Squad. First up is 2 Days in the Valley.
That's my favorite Tarantino movie.
Fucking hack.
This is out November 14th on Blu-ray from Kino. This is literally the first Pulp Fiction like ripoff I watched after seeing Pulp Fiction. I feel like I just didn't see that many, even though that became a thing. But this was the first one I watched, and I was like, I see what the fuck you're trying to do. You even got Eric Stoltz in here.
You're right.
I avoided 2 Days in the Valley. I avoided Suicide Kings. I avoided all.
I remember Suicide
Kings in
Kings
a duffel bag. I didn't even watch Get Shorty.
I feel like the only reason I even left this movie on was because I'll just say that Charlize Theron interested me. in a way that I found appealing as a 14-year-old child. Yeah, they were trying to sex up Terry Hatcher a little bit too, but Charlize Theron was like the vixen of the movie, and I was like definitely captivated.
You know what's hilarious? Again, I'm the opposite. I had a huge thing for Terry Hatcher as a child.
Thanks.
Dude, come on. When we were kids, Tango and Cash, that one scene.
She didn't do it for me.
Oh, Lois and Clark? Get out. Lois and Clark.
No.
Oh, man. I even watched Desperate Housewives because of her.
Thanks.
I'm almost certain I turned this off midway through, and I feel like I've become more interested in James Spader the older I got. This was in my time frame where I was like, James Spader's like a weirdo, and I don't like this movie with him in it.
I guarantee you that's probably one of the reasons I watched it, because I've told you. I just started going through. It's like, fuck, I'm watching a lot of James Spader movies.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I thought about him, and I'm like, my man rocks.
Well, this is coming out on Blu-ray, but with a new 4K restoration. So it's going to look as good as it possibly probably ever has. New audio commentary with the director, and then everything else that's been out there before. But you're getting some new art here, which is interesting. The original poster art's underneath with some new, like, it looks like stylized art here. I don't know what James Spader's face is going on. They're really pushing Charlize, however.
Clearly, the world agreed with you.
I feel like this launched her in a way. Did it not? Am I wrong?
But it didn't launch her as an actress. I think it launched her as a sex symbol.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I had seen her in at that point was That Thing You Do. I'm sorry, Jeff Daniels playing a grizzled cop is funnier than Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber.
That place is definitely a handjob house, and we're going to rate it.
Yeah, I'm not picking this up, but I did want to mention that Kino's, again, putting out interesting titles, 4K restoration for fans of Charlize Theron.
This is one where occasionally in the comments, people would, get in our asses about not seeing something or not liking one. I will be genuinely shocked if someone jumps in the comments and says, and tries to debate that 2 Days in the Valley is a good movie.
Let us know.
Can we just get out of here?
Yes.
Next up from Kino, Russ, on Blu-ray is F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Last Tycoon.
Oh!
Coming out November 18th. Is this The Great Gatsby starring Robert De Niro and Robert Mitchum?
Yeah.
Like, when I saw this movie pop up, I was like, what is this De Niro movie? And Robert Mitchum's in the credits, and Jack Nicholson. Like, look at this cover art. I mean, what am I looking at? Have you seen this movie?
No.
Yeah.
It has Jack Nicholson and De Niro?
Yeah, and friggin' Robert Mitchum.
He's a genius.
And Tony Curtis and Angelica Houston.
Dude, Donald Pleasance. I'd watch it.
All right, well, it's a 4K restoration, original camera negative. Most people in the comments are so excited that this is getting an upgrade, but there is some sourness that it's not a 4K release.
Yes.
Well, next up, Russ, from Kino, is a film we've already talked about, but now there's some finer details available.
Really?
And that's the film Neon City. Neon City featuring none other than Michael Ironside, Vanity, and Lyle Alzado. Remember when we covered Neon City?
Yes, I do, of course.
And now Kino's finally shown the artwork, which you got this nice little slip cover. You got Michael Ironside, huge ass face here on the cover. I like that. You're going to get a new commentary, but you are going to get one interview. And it's not Vanity. It's Michael Ironside.
Well, dude, Vanity's dead. That's why I'm like, but I'm not sure if you know that.
That was the joke.
Really?
New 2K restoration from an Interpositive, new audio commentary from the director, moderated by Black Mansion Films producer Heather Buckley, and then an in-action interview with star Michael Ironside. I'm so excited he's back. I mean, I'm not buying this, but good for him.
He's a genius.
I may start a collection of Michael Ironside's head exploding cover arts.
I'll
just put that next to Scanners.
Really?
Coming out October 31st on Blu-ray from Kino, the return, Russ, of martial arts legend Scott Glenn.
The fuck's your problem?
John Frankenheimer's The Challenge, featuring martial arts legend Scott Glenn. He has trained every thought, every muscle, every nerve for this moment of truth. I had no idea Scott Glenn had such a varied career. I did not know that he was involved in martial arts. I've seen Westerns. I've seen him in Training Day.
The greatest martial artist of all time. Not even in film, but in life.
They're making this movie look pretty badass, and this is the other cover underneath.
Look at that mop top, too, he's got on his head. I like that. That He-Man look.
But last but not least for us, to round out the Kino segment, what everybody's been clamoring for and dying to talk about, and here we are finally to talk about it, is the Monster Squad in 4K, coming out November 28th from Kino. Fan favorite Monster Squad 4K debut, previously released in a 20th anniversary edition from Lionsgate. But I'm actually surprised, since Lionsgate put this out before, that we're not getting some steelbook with a slide down plastic case. So Russ, we are arriving here with 4K restorations from the original camera negative with Dolby Vision HDR. All previous features are included, which were commentaries, a 5-part documentary, 79 minutes long, a conversation with Tom Noonan, which is 9 minutes long, some deleted scenes, animated storyboards, and all this kind of good stuff. And then also, which is pretty awesome, on disc 3, they're including Wolfman's Got Nards, which is a 2018 documentary which was released by itself already. They're packaging this in there with everything else.
But this is a baffling release to me, because I feel like if Arrow did this, if one of the labels that deal more in cult films put out a book, a special edition, anything, this would sell.
Yes.
I mean, Monster Squad is beloved, but at the same time, you can't get mad given a classic presentation.
I mean, I think they're doing a solid job with it, given everything that you're getting here. They're putting everything back together. There's nothing new. I feel like you said, if someone like Arrow would have put something out, you might have gotten some new stuff.
I mean, I feel like after you get to a certain point, it's just going to be filler special features.
But Russ, do you think that all these great features you're getting warrant a $50 price tag?
From Kino?
Why don't you put it on the 6 o'clock news, you little shit?
That's what it's currently listed at on Amazon.
It'll drop.
I'm going to say it'll probably drop. I think if you buy it off Kino, you might even get a little percentage off right now for pre-order sake. But that they're putting that out there at $50 is, I don't know. What do you think about them starting it at that price, though? Was that a little high to start with?
They know the title's worth.
I mean, maybe you start at $39.99, then you drop from there. But starting at $50? Come on, Kino. I mean, you said Arrow. Arrow would put this out for $45. You pay shipping.
You would get a slicker box, a better presentation.
For $5 less.
This is the classic presentation,
For
which
$5
is
more.
overpriced. But I understand why Kino would do that. I would do it if I were Kino. Like, they're not going to sell the Challenger for $50.
The Challenger?
Is that what it was called? With Scott Glenn?
The Challenge. They're going to sell that for $19.99.
They're not going to sell it at all.
Fuck's your problem. I'll tell you this, Russ. Fans of this channel are used to hearing me say I haven't seen this movie, and I have seen this movie. I will say, no shit. And I have seen this movie, and I saw it as a child when it was out. This never landed as like one of my core childhood favorites for some reason. Like, I respected it. I thought it was good. I thought the creature effects were cool. Even at the time, I was like, this is a good movie. I can recognize that fact.
It felt lower budget. It felt like it wasn't theatrical. Just, it wasn't in the same league of Goonies or any of that production wise. The creature effects and all are great, but they're also harkening back to like the classic Universal monsters. And also, it's like great within the budget.
I never felt that this movie looked low budget in any way, and that wasn't. I think maybe now that we're talking, maybe part of it was a lot of the movies that I liked as a kid, a lot of those characters and people were kind of like in all of these movies. I didn't know anyone in this movie. I almost felt like these were like unknowns to me. It was like a random one-off.
Nah, you got one. You got the Wonder Years brother.
Jason Hervey?
Is that his name? You know his name? He's in Monster Squad. He's the bully in the beginning of it, remember? Yeah. When they dropped the F-bomb.
You say what'd you say?
It's got some hard language, but again, dude, it's Shane Black worked with Fred Decker a lot back then, and Shane Black does use a lot of hard language, and I know he damn near writes the same movie over and over again, but goddamn, is it a great movie he's remaking.
Do you think it's too hard for today's generation's children?
I have a funny story. So when my son, he must have turned 8, and it was my birthday. Russ will pick a movie and we'll do what Russ wants to watch. And I'm like, well, let me pick something that's age appropriate. I put on Monster Squad thinking, man, what 8-year-old won't like this? He didn't like it, man. He wasn't like terrified of it, but it was like, even in the beginning, he was just, I could tell it was like, he wasn't feeling it. And that immediately ruined my experience. Like, all right, turn this off. Yeah. And then I got angry and my birthday was ruined. Just like Lethal Weapon and Last Boy Scout and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, there's that complete sarcasm and that everything's got a smart ass one-liner that almost has a punch. It's not like an Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liner where it's kind of cute and silly. He's dead tired, you know. It's like,
Give me the amulet, you bitch.
it presents this negative writing and this negative language as if it's normal, you know, which is completely natural in Last Boy Scout and Lethal Weapon or whatever. But yeah, in the context of a kid's movie, it does feel rough.
Yeah, you could swap these kids out with adults.
But you also just explained why it has so much cult love.
We're the Monster Squad.
Yeah, exactly.
Some
And
kids love that. Some kids don't
Yeah.
pick up on that.
I do think that it can be a little scary, and I do think the language is a little bit more adult that the kids are using. I've never owned this movie, but you know what, Russ? I'm going to pick this up.
That price has got to drop.
I was going to say,
I'm not buying it at $50. No, I'll keep that DVD.
It is a cool movie that I would love to revisit, and it is a cool movie that I would, after saying all that, love to show my own son.
I always loved the Frankenstein stuff with
I
the
did
little
too.
girl.
Oh, it was
that
sweet.
Shit's so good.
It was very sweet.
And they're even like recreating like those shots from the universe, especially with the Frankenstein one.
Oh,
It's so cool.
It is. It's cute. But yeah, so that's our Kino Lorber roundup, Russ. It's a big slate. Picking up all those titles. Let us know if you're picking up Monster Squad. What was your experience watching it as a kid or as an adult? Let us know. Again, keep your eyes peeled for some community posts regarding our live stream, which will be coming soon once we hit 4K. Please keep helping us get there by subscribing down below. Russ, take us home.
We didn't mention Blue Steel. That's a Catherine Bigelow film. I didn't even know that came out.
Vestron, 1579.
I mean, I got paid.